Hi Flosstube, Happy New Year. It's me, Barbie from Petal Pusher. This is my fifth video? I don't know, I've lost track already. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. It's been a while since I've made a video, I think before Thanksgiving, so I have lots and lots to show you. Pretty much my dining room table is covered in front of me, so we're gonna get started because you know me and my phones, they never like to last. I have no memory. So we'll just speed through and get to what we can. So, gosh, where to even start? I guess we'll start with whips because I only have, well, I kind of have a couple of those. So I did work on a couple Christmas projects. If you follow me on Instagram, which I'll link below, it's at Barbie's Petal Pusher. You'll see most of these have already been posted, but I was working on the Santa stamp for my son. I started this Thanksgiving Day. Didn't get very far. Poor Santa. That's all that's done. And my son was laying a really nice guilt trip on me too. Mommy, do you think you could have my Santa stitchy done for Christmas? Nope, sorry son. So I said, well, next year. Santa will be ready for next year. So there's that one. I also worked a little bit more on my Country Cottage Needleworks Santa's Village that I've started. I'm going to do all of them on one big piece. So I'm on Santa's house, which we've probably all seen before. And I am that far. So I started filling in the house. I'm trying to make myself work on this top part. I'm not loving the wreath. It's showing up better on the screen. To me, it seems kind of dark. I'm using the DMC. So I might rip the green out of the wreath and do the light green color instead because it just doesn't pop enough for me. So moving along there. Probably won't work on this for quite some time. I'm doing mine on Crystal Coastal by Picture This Plus 28 count Lugana. So it's got the sparkle and it's a big chunk here, so we'll get back to this eventually. I do like it still, but I had other things I needed to do. Oops. So I'll save my new starts for a second. Let me show you a little thrifting since I just whacked it with my thumb. I went about 30 minutes away, a little closer to St. Louis even, to a Goodwill down there, and I had my Priscilla hat on, as so many of us have been trying to do anymore. So I found this wreath for 99 cents. So I thought it would be good to put some sort of Thanksgiving thing in the middle. I do have the pattern for the Frosted Pumpkins Give Thanks, where it's that like little turkey and it says Give Thanks. I thought that might be cute because I don't have a lot of Thanksgiving decorations. So there was that purchase. Put it over there. And then also, again, trying to think like Priscilla, I grabbed this silver tray. I thought it was pretty. Again, 99 cents, or $1, excuse me. Can't beat for $1. I really don't know what I'll put on it, but I thought, you know, do the magnet and something little and round would be perfect. We'll see. We'll hoard it and someday something will work, right? Because that's what I do. I hoard crafty supplies and then 5 years later, hey, I did need it after all. I have a couple finishes, 5 to be exact. They're mini finishes. I got my stockings done. I talked about them last time, and I made a couple changes. So I was going to do them in all white felt, and I was trying to figure out how to get the names on them. And I was going to have someone like embroider it on felt, but it was too expensive, the people in town that I found. And then it was like, why can't I just use cross-stitch fabric at the top? There's no stocking police that are going to come and say, no, they have to be all felt. So I grabbed some just white even weave, and I used some of my Color and Cotton colors and stitched them. So this part is all the even weave, and sewed these on, and then sewed the stockings together. So this one's for my husband, and I love how they turned out. So fun. I love the pom-poms. And this one's mine. Although, I don't know if anyone else does this. It was kind of weird because when I hung up Mom and Dad on the fireplace, it was like, why do I have my parents' stockings here? I know I'm a grown-up. I know I'm married. I have 3 kids. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know. Am I the only weird person that does that? That I'm like, oh, I'm the mom. It's weird. I don't know. I still feel like a little kid. So this is for my son, my oldest. It's that one. And Eleanor's. And Oscar. So I love them. They looked super cute at the fireplace. They went right along with my rainbow colorful Christmas. Trying to listen. I don't know if I just heard the garage door or the sump pump run. So if it's the garage door, my husband might be walking in on us. We'll see. So that's my finish. I did a lot of crafting in December. I showed you those Christmas trees. I think it's my husband. I just heard a car door. I showed you my Christmas trees that I painted. So they are still up on the mantle because I decided that they are actually winter trees, not Christmas trees. So they are staying up. I also did lots and lots of ornaments. So I've got blues that are beautiful. These are just from Michael's, and I filled them with paint, and I'm obsessed with them. My husband thinks I'm a crazy person, but I'm determined to have just like a rainbow threw up all over our house for Christmas next year. So I got oranges and greens. Told you I have lots. Purples, so pretty. Yellows and reds and pinks. So super easy, super fun to make. Most of those I got 70% off on clearance, so you can just get your paint, squirt it there, fill them, tip them upside down for a while, and you have beautiful, colorful ornaments. Speaking of Christmas, what else did I get for Christmas? Let me show you real quick. This wasn't for Christmas, but my color and cotton stuff from last month came in. So the fabric of the month was this one. It's called Treasure Map. It's a nice kind of almost like a coffee or tea dyed fabric. Real pretty. That might be getting used very, very soon. And the colors this month were really pretty. This is Midnight Blue. I don't know how well these are showing up. I'll hold them against a stocking. There you go. Pretty gloomy here today. Midnight Blue. This one's called Eggplant. There you go. And Barnwood. It's not doing it justice. It's kind of purpley. Very pretty. Powder Room. And Chiffon. The lighting's not great today, but this is my first chance I've had since like mid-December that my older kids are not home. They're both at school. We've already missed 2 days this year because of the extreme cold. So I am taking advantage of it while I can. A couple other things I grabbed at Michael's to make some new needle minders. I found this little pendant that I thought was cute. So I'll cut that off and stick a magnet right there. And then I found these in clearance. These are pins, but again, I'll chop off the backs, turn them into minders. There's those. Christmas stuff. So one thing that I collect that I really, really love are vintage paint by numbers. I've probably got 10 to 15 in the house right now, and I hang them up all over the place. So I got a couple more of those for Christmas. My mom got me some. So there's 1 and 2 to hang up for the fall. I know some people think they're kitschy and ugly and weird, but I love them. They're colorful, fun, and I like that it's something someone painted, so it's kind of real art, but it's not overly expensive, and every single one's a little unique. So, and these I thought would be nice for spring, so I got these for myself. And I like them when they're in pairs. There you go. Hang them up, nice and pretty. For Christmas, my parents got me some patterns. These are from Willow Hill Samplings. They had a 50% off sale over Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and so I texted my mom and said, hey, 50% off. These are on my wish list. Don't forget to get them. And then I sent her multiple reminders, and she was good, and she got them for me. I have no idea when I'm going to stitch these. They're pretty big, but I love them. So we've got Boston Tea Party. They're all the Birth of a Nation series. Paul Revere's Ride. Betsy Ross. I love those curtains. And Washington Crossing the Delaware. So I didn't get the, I love the Early Americans. I haven't gotten them yet. But I kind of figure like, okay, if you stitch these, then you don't necessarily have to do the Early Americans. I still might someday get them. I do like kind of that American Revolution colonial time period. I don't know why. I just always am fascinated with it, so maybe someday. And then for a Christmas present for myself, I got some Prairie Schoolers. So I've decided, because, you know, I don't have anything to stitch, I need to start collecting the monthly patterns, and it would be cool to have them and then switch them out, you know, Priscilla style. Switch them in and out every time. So I got January and February. And May. March and April were not in stock when I went to order, so I was like, we'll just skip on ahead to May. Don't know when I'm going to start them, but I'm going to start that collection here and there, and when I find a good deal on them, I'll try to pick them up. Get a quick drink. So like so many others, I also love the You Are Here mugs. So this is my Disneyland mug that the beautiful M. Kissa Marissa sent me. Love it. Even though I've only been to Disneyland once. Disney World multiple times, but I love that one. So I think last thing, phone's holding out. Let's keep going. I have a couple new starts. These are both new patterns that I've made. If you aren't aware, there is a Jane Austen read along, stitch along group on Facebook. If you search for it, you should be able to find it. And I've been wanting to make a Sense and Sensibility pattern for well over a year, but I didn't feel like I was quite there as a designer yet to make what was in my brain. And so finally this I knew this was coming, and it kind of gave me the kick in the rear to get going and make it. So I've gotten a good start. It is already listed in my Etsy shop, and my Etsy shop is Petal Pusher, petal like the flower. I'll link it below. So the pattern is there. You can buy it if you're wanting to do the stitch along, but the sample is not stitched, as you will see. So here we have it. So far, I love it. You see okay? Yeah, you can. So a couple things. I'm trying, like Sense and Sensibility is one of my favorites. Part of the reason, well, my husband may not know this, but part of the reason I loved the name Eleanor is from Eleanor from Sense and Sensibility. So I haven't gotten her on here yet, but a couple things in here that are from the book / movie, because I love the movie with Emma Thompson and Hugh Grant and Kate Winslet. So these flowers, you're going to have, Colonel Brandon's going to be down here, and these are hothouse flowers that he brings Marianne. So they're like roses and baby's breath. And on the other side, you'll notice they're similar but different. Mr. Willoughby's going to be down here. And these are more wildflowers that he brings Marianne. And then I have the little S&S for Sense and Sensibility there. And you can see I've started Barton Cottage, JA for Jane Austen. The date she wrote the book will be over here. And then this is the mom, Mrs. Dashwood, and the younger sister, Margaret. So there's a big quote that's going to go here, and then a bunch more characters down here. So it's going to be pretty big. I mean, you can see it's going to be a little bit longer than it is wide, and this is the full width. And I'm just stitching this on 28 count Irish linen that I got at Michael's. I think it's called like tea-dyed Irish linen, but I'm loving how it's turning out so far. It's so pretty. It's probably the biggest thing I've designed so far. So I'm going to get back to that. But yesterday I got bitten by the design bug, and it was like, okay, I've got this idea. I got to make it now. And even with all 3 kids home, I'm pretty proud of myself. I managed to design it, pick out 2 colorways completely, and even got a start on it. So let me show you. It's going to be a winter pattern. So there it is, saying Winter Wonderland and the little tree. I don't know if this is backwards. For me, it's backwards. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So this is Holiday Mint. It's from Color and Cotton. It was my November fabric of the month, I believe. So I'm going to do one colorway where it's kind of like super bright colors, and then another colorway where it's more the primitive colors. So you could choose whichever one you want. And this is pretty small, like that's the whole width. So it'll fit in a 5x7. So I'm hoping if I can get this video done quick enough and the baby's still asleep, I can get a few stitches on this morning. And I should be able to bust this one out pretty fast. So that's my other new start. And I also, this is unusual for me, I also even have an idea of how I want to finish that. Because again, remember the craft hoarding? I have this giant wooden snowflake. I've had it for at least a year, if not 2, from a craft party I helped host. My kids were kind enough to get their ink pen and mark all over it on one side. I just gave myself a splinter. Hold on. Ouch. Anywho, so I'm thinking, somehow put this on here. I might whitewash it. It's not a fully formed plan yet, but something with this and some sort of cross stitch on it. That's my thought. So we'll see. The other thing I got, I don't know what category this fits in, but again, Priscilla hat. I found this at Target in the $3 and $5 spot. So it's there right now, and they had them in, I think, a pink color too. It's all their Valentine's stuff, and it's chalkboard. So this is chalkboard, and it's got like a little easel. This was $3. Again, don't know what's going to go on here, but surely you could do the whole magnet in the middle thing and stick something on there, and you can draw around the edges if you have space or whatever. Is that what would Priscilla do? Thought, right? So I think, let me look around the table. I think that's it. I think that's all of it. Yeah, so plans are to finish Winter Wonderland. I'm going to try to stitch it in both colorways if I can pretty fast. Get back to work on Sense and Sensibility. I do have another Start a Stitch Rovia pattern I have that I really want to start on, but we shall see. And I'm sure other things will pop up that I want to work on or make. And of course, now that school's back in session, we've got Cub Scouts, we've got basketball going. My husband refs a lot of nights, so he's gone. So it's just busy, busy, busy and crazy all the time, as so many of you also have. So I hope everybody's staying warm. Like I said, it's been freezing cold here. All of those in the northeast and south that got the snow yesterday, hope everyone's being safe. And I'm hoping to try to make videos a little bit more often here in the new year. We shall see, but that is my goal in my brain right now. So until I see you next time, I hope you have a great next couple of weeks and get lots of stitchy time in and lots of stitchy things in the mail, and I will see you later. Bye.